Hey folks, DC here. Today is February the 13th, 2020, and a little bit of a different video today. I'm just leaving the church. I do workouts on the patio behind the church on Mondays and Thursdays. Been doing this now for about 5 years. Most of the time I'm by myself. I've had a few people come out. It's always open. Anybody who wants to come train with me, you're free to come out. I just keep doing it anyway. There's several things on my mind. I'm going to kind of ramble a little bit because that's kind of the way my brain works. And hopefully I'll tie it all together at the end. So, first thing I'm going to talk about is my thoughts on religious testimonies. I really get turned off on religious testimonies because, by and large, it's like a bad Hallmark holiday movie. The storyline's always the same. No matter what testimony you're listening to, it's always the same. Life is going pretty good. Some major disaster happens. Life sucks. They do these religious things and life gets good again. That's what they always are. Or it's about something that happened because so-and-so prayed. Like there's somebody gave me a CD a couple years ago, had a bunch of testimonies on it, which I listened to a couple and then tossed the thing in the trash because it's ridiculous. One of them was, there's a plane crash, like the worst plane crash in history. I think it was down in Australia. I can't remember the name of the country. There was two planes on the ground. One had refueled and the other one hadn't, and they were both going to take off, and one got in the wrong line to taxi, and the two planes crashed like right on the runway. One of the survivors gives this testimony about how he survived, and he describes the whole thing. And he says the reason he survived was because his mother was praying for him. And so the question I've had is, was nobody else's mother praying for them? No, I can't accept that. I have no idea why he survived, but I can't accept his reason. Anyway, so that's that. I'm not into the whole prayer system because there is no prayer system. There's millions of books on prayer. That's probably an exaggeration. You can go in any religious store and you can buy lots and lots of books on prayer. And they sell all the time because people want to know the secret to prayer. There's no secret to prayer. You just pray. We look for formulas. We like our lives to have formulas. We understand physics. You do certain things, physical laws happen. Spiritual laws don't necessarily follow along those physical laws. I know far too many people who have tried the prayer formula thing with no success, and I know people have had success. So that's my stand on that. There's one prayer, the most powerful prayer ever prayed is just 3 words. Okay? Peter said it when he was sinking in the water. He looked at Jesus and he said, "Lord, save me." It came from the heart. He was in despair. He couldn't save himself, and he knew it. He needed God to save him. That's the most powerful prayer. And the scripture tells us that when we don't know how to pray, the Holy Spirit prays for us. So you don't need a formula. So we'll leave it at that. Okay, so a couple other things as I'm rambling here. I suffer from clinical depression. I was treated by a doctor for a while. I stopped treatment that he was doing because it didn't fix the depression. All it did was he gave me meds to where I just didn't care. And I didn't like going through life not caring about people or things. Just not caring really sucks. So I kind of self-medicate. I take St. John's wort. And the fitness, the workout in the morning actually helps. Because I get up in the morning, I go do a workout and finish that, and I've got a positive thing done for the day, and it kind of sets the mood a little bit. So I've got at least one thing positive accomplished that day. Even if the rest of the day sucks, I did one thing good that morning. So that helps. And I'm getting closer to the age where I don't care what I say to people. I'm getting very close to being apt to tell you what I think about you and not care about it. That's coming eventually. So the last several months have been pretty rough. A lot of things happening. But I got to back up a little farther than that too, because we're looking at this whole system plan thing that we try to work. About 25 years ago, my wife and I made some decisions that we were going to live without debt, except for the mortgage. We had no credit cards, didn't want any. We still had a car payment we were going to finish off, and the mortgage, and we were not going to have any more debt. And we're going to put a little bit aside every month, save for the car, save for repairs in the house, do all these things. We started doing this long before we'd ever heard of this guy that comes to churches and does the seminars. And things are going pretty good, And 10 years ago, my house burned down, and I learned a lesson about homeowners insurance, hard lesson about homeowners insurance. My homeowners insurance covered the building, but none of the contents, and would not pay for me to have a place to live while my house was being rebuilt. So all that stuff we put aside just in case we blew it, went through it real fast. But it wasn't that bad. I was still kind of optimistic. It was 10 years ago. Still fairly young. Wasn't quite 50 yet. Start over. Then a little over 4 years ago, almost 5 years ago now, my wife was having some medical issues. She couldn't work. So she was out of work for almost a year, and we did not have long or short-term disability insurance. So she got nothing, and once again, the stuff we'd put aside for savings went out pretty fast. But we survived it, came out. So she went back to work, started doing it again, made some changes. Actually bought disability insurance. It's not Aflac, it's something else. Aflac had a commercial a few years back with this goat chewing papers while these two guys are talking about Aflac. And one guy asked the other, like, do we have Aflac? Like, no, we got something else. And all the time this goat is chewing paper. Well, we've got the goat. It's Guardian's the name of the company. Vicky had an accident last August. This is August 18th. This is February 13th. All right, almost 6 months. We have still not received a single check from Guardian for a long-term disability. Not a single check. Okay, we've called them several times. They always say, well, there's some other thing that wasn't done right. Something has to be filed. Something needs from the doctor. There's always something they need to get it. I hired an attorney. I'm assuming my attorney is doing something about it. I don't know. I have no evidence of that. The insurance company, the girl that impacted my wife's car back in August, had absolute minimal insurance coverage. She's a 20-something. She doesn't own anything. People keep telling me I should sue her. Sue her for what? She doesn't have anything. And it wouldn't do me any good. It would cause more problems than it's worth. So now I'm not interested in suing this girl. She had absolutely minimal coverage. So you got nothing from that. I thought I had some pretty decent coverage. It's not going to cover all the expenses. In fact, right now, as I said earlier, we try living without any debt. Right now, I've got about 1.5 years left on my mortgage, which, if other things hadn't happened, that would have been paid off already. So, about 1 year left on the mortgage. Currently have over $20,000 in medical debt because the car insurance company isn't paying the doctors right now, and the collection agencies are calling me every day wanting their money, which I don't have. And then the insurance company came out and offered me a settlement of $30,000, which won't even cover what we already have. So my lawyer said no, we're not taking that. Vicky needs surgery. She has 2 ruptured discs in her neck, and she has a vertebrae in her neck that actually moves. When she moves her head, the vertebrae moves around. It pushes against her spinal cord. That's not good. So, a lot of stuff happening. So, Tuesday morning, I got up, went to the gym, did my workout. I was actually in a pretty decent mood Tuesday morning. I got into work, still in a pretty decent mood. Got the machines fired up. I checked email and whatnot. An acquaintance sent me a message with a link attached. Said, thinking about me, saw this, thought maybe I might find it helpful. Some kind of video. So my first thought was this is going to be one of these Hallmark holiday things, some religious testimony. And along with that message, the last thing this person said was one of the stupidest things anybody ever says in the world. There's the two absolute stupidest things anyone can say are these. And I'm not sure which is worse. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and everything happens for a reason. Those are the dumbest things anybody could possibly say. And the second one is true. Everything does happen for a reason, and 9 out of 10 times the reason is you're an idiot. But sometimes you have nothing to do with it. And this is supposed to be some kind of a inspirational thing, make you feel better. Yeah, really, right. So anyway, this person sends me this link to this video thing, and ends it with, "I'm thinking about you, hang in there, everything happens for a reason." And by this time I was really quite irritated, and the thought in the back of my head was, if you were standing in front of me right now, there would be a reason for your broken nose, because that is the stupidest thing to say to somebody. But fortunately for them, they weren't standing in front of me. So I clicked on the link, and it wasn't a Hallmark thing. It was actually stupider than that. It was an intellectual idiot. This is somebody who's got a college degree, who thinks they know something and starts talking about it. This person's talking about depression and the fact that people can choose not to be depressed if they really want to. That if you want to be happy, you can choose to be happy. I listened to about 30 seconds of this and shut it off. Like, this person hasn't got a clue what it's like to be depressed. And later on Tuesday, somebody I know had posted something. Of course, I was really quite irritated by this time. Somebody posted something. I made a reply back, kind of hijacked the post, and then right after I did it, I thought I shouldn't have done that. That was wrong. I went and deleted the comment. It was too late. They'd already seen it. Posted something else, and I was kind of set off. I was angry at myself. I was angry at a lot of stuff by then, and really frustrated. And then later on, the same person sent me another link about what could be causing my depression, and that's really, this whole thing is really set off. So one lady's telling me that I choose to be depressed, and someone else is telling me it might be my nutrition. I'll tell you why I'm depressed. Okay, let me give you a list. 25 years ago, I tried to get debt-free. Did all the things the system tells you to do. And in the last 10 years, I've been wiped out 3 times. Okay? I'm still doing the things the system tells me to do. This isn't supposed to happen. If people say, oh, this isn't supposed to happen. Still doing stuff I'm supposed to do. I've been wiped out 3 times in 10 years. That's depressing. 4 years ago, in the month of January's got 31 days. 4 years ago, in the month of January, on 29 of 31 days, I got some bad news. Someone had a car accident. Some major appliance broke. Someone came down with cancer. Somebody got sick, died. Anything you can think of that could go wrong. 29 days of 31 days, I got bad news in the month of January. Today, when my phone rings, the first thing that happens, I get this knot in the pit of my stomach. My heart skips a beat. I got to take a deep breath because I don't answer the phone. And that's probably a form of PTSD. Right? I got that. Okay. My wife is in constant pain 24/7 because of this bulging disc in her neck. And we've seen the MRIs where it's pushing on the spinal cord. If she has another accident, that bone that's moving around there, it's going to sever her spinal cord. She'll be paralyzed. Right? I got collection agencies calling me almost every day. I've got people giving me suggestions and advice on what I should do every day. My air conditioner crapped out last spring, and I managed to get it back together to kind of hold together. And my intention was, if I could get it through the season, I would replace it in October. Well, things happened in October. I had to spend money on food because my wife wasn't working and the insurance company wasn't paying it, so I didn't fix the air conditioner. So now it's like 80 degrees in Florida and humid as heck, and I have no air conditioning in the house. I got home last night, and Vicky says there's water dripping out of the ice machine in the refrigerator. So I check it out. Well, the control board for the ice machine in my refrigerator malfunctioned. This is actually funny. Control board for the ice maker in the fridge malfunctioned, and it filled the entire ice compartment with water, and then it froze. So instead of having ice cubes, I had this one huge, like 18, 20-pound ice cube in the freezer. I spent about 4 hours last night defrosting it and taking it out. The cost to fix it is somewhere between $180 and $350. I'm not sure exactly what the problem is yet. I'll go through it, but it doesn't matter. The freezer is getting cold. The fridge is still cold. I don't have $180 to $300 to fix this stupid thing, so it's going to be broken for a while until something else happens. See, you can't see why I'm depressed. People give me some of these messages and tell me I can choose to be happy. I don't choose to be like this. This sucks. I didn't choose this. Vicky was sitting in the middle of the intersection trying to make a turn and she got rear-ended. She didn't cause this. This is not karma coming back and hitting us. This is this messed up world we live in, and I'm getting screwed by it. It'll turn around eventually. But I don't need people telling me to cheer up. That makes it even worse. I don't need people trying to diagnose my problem. I don't know what my problem is. The problem right now is I need $140,000 so Vicky can have neck surgery. Now, if you're an orthopedic surgeon or a neurosurgeon and you want to fix my wife's neck, I'll give you a bucket of honey. I got lots of honey. I got a lot of bees. That's where I'm at now. It's going to turn around. I know it'll turn around. Right now, it's really difficult. I don't even see the forest or the trees. You know what? I see nothing. It is really, really super dark. And I know people mean well, but it doesn't help. It really doesn't help. You know, I've talked about this before. One of the worst things you can do when someone's hurting is quote some dumb scripture or some pious platitude. Best thing you can do is go give somebody a hug and cry with them. Now, you want to click a like. You want to send a message that just says hi. Right? Don't send advice. I'm not asking anybody for anything. And this kind of set me off a little bit too. 2 people told me I should go start a GoFundMe page. You have less faith than I do. No. Now, if you're a Christian telling me I should go start a GoFundMe page to pay for this stuff, what do you believe in? You believe God takes care of his people? It's a hard faith to have, but somewhere along the line you got to have something somewhere. It's real or it's not. And if I got to go set a GoFundMe page, it's not real. No. Eventually it's going to turn around. I don't know when. I hope it turns around soon. I'm getting tired of this. I want to retire in 4 years. I like to fix things. That's where I'm at. You can put comments if you want to. I may or may not respond to them. Please do not give me suggestions or tell me what I should do. I'm getting so much of that. You put a suggestion up, tell me what to do, I'm going to delete the stupid thing. That's it.